Derek was getting movement back in his legs. Well, he did this because he was being all pissy, ranting about Andre always being around Ashley, which is true. Andre's at the hospital more than any of the actual doctors, for sure. Another week of Beyond the Gates is upon us. Unfortunately, I still think we're going to be saddled with some slow stories in October until we get to November sweeps. Then hopefully some stuff picks up again. Today's episode wasn't bad necessarily, but plenty of characters got on my nerves. And actually, it kind of was bad because anytime Ashley, Derek, and Andre have too much time in an episode, it's never that good of an episode. Let's keep it real. Let's talk about a couple of things I kind of liked. It was interesting that Leslie and June had a bit of a showdown today, with June doing her waitress job at Orphe Jean's. Leslie as a customer needing some service from June's slow service. June is still getting used to being a waitress. Leslie was giving her some pointers because we all know Leslie started as a waitress, and then she went on to tell June her rags to riches story that now she has a lot of money even though she started as a waitress. But then Ted comes in, and of course June has this crush on Ted lately, and June and Ted the bear start talking, and Leslie's not a happy camper, of course. Leslie really wants her claws in Ted, not only with Nicole, but with even June, apparently. So later, Leslie warns June to back off her man, which makes June think that Leslie is his wife, because Ted's been talking about the wife that's leaving him lately with June. Now, where Ted is concerned, he's not doing a very good job of being a father or a grandfather, not really keeping up with what's going on in his own family, not realizing these past few weeks that June is Samantha and Tyrell's biological mom, and that clearly Ted and Martin do not have a lot of conversations. And since the show has started, Ted and Martin do not interact much. You wouldn't really know their father and son on the show. So I guess it should be no surprise that Ted really doesn't know what's happening in the lives of his family. He's too consumed from allegedly trying to win Nicole back, even though he doesn't really do a whole lot of that either. So I don't know what Ted's life consists of these days. I guess maybe he's just throwing himself into his work, because clearly he's out of touch with his own family. But he did learn by the end of the episode that June is in fact Samantha's biological mother. And June and Samantha seem to be on a good track. Samantha seems to like having her mother back in her life. The best part of this was the Leslie and June confrontation. I don't know if they're still going to really go down that road with these two characters, if they're really going to be fighting over Ted. But Ted does have a thing for waitresses, so I guess I could buy it. I mean, honestly, it wouldn't be the worst triangle on the show. There's plenty of bad triangles on the show, which makes me want to transition to Ashley, Derek, and Andre. But let's talk about Leslie and Nicole also having a confrontation by the end of the episode. It kind of devolved into Leslie talking about how their daughters are playing over the same toy. Leslie warning Nicole that if Cat keeps sharpening her claws on Eva, she will have to give Cat the home training she never had. Nicole seeing that as a threat and throwing some threats back. I mean, I don't think Leslie and Nicole being involved in their daughter's terrible triangle with Tomas is going to make that terrible triangle any better. In fact, it probably would make it worse. I kind of do wish Leslie would live up to her threats with Kat, though. I've been wanting Leslie to do something to Kat for many months now. Nothing, too serious. I don't think Kat needs to be offed anytime soon. But it would be nice to see Kat have a free fall from her big ego that she does have, even though she has all those insecurities where the Tomas and Eva situation are concerned. I'm glad we didn't see that triangle today, but apparently Nicole and Leslie had to talk about it. Now, we didn't see that trash love triangle, but we did see the Ashley, Derek, Andre trash love triangle today. We still have poor Shanice involved with the Ashley and Derek drama. Shanice invited to their wedding party, and all I said was poor Shanice when she was invited to the wedding party, because I could only imagine how boring that's probably going to be. Then the baby that Ashley and Andre helped deliver in the elevator the first week of the show was at the hospital today, so we had to have that those scenes with the baby and Andre and Ashley, because the baby is named after them. Ashley, Andrea, not a great name. While that's happening, Derek was getting movement back in his legs, still wanting to. Well, he did this because he was being all pissy, ranting about Andre always being around Ashley, which is true. Andre's at the hospital more than any of the actual doctors, for sure. Derek is excited to start moving his legs again, but he's still been saying he wants to surprise Ashley at their wedding. And then when Derek is finally happy for once, making his way back to Ashley, that's when, of course, he has to see Ashley and Andre together, being invited to some baby shindig from the mother of that baby that Ashley delivered in the elevator. I don't know what they want us to feel about this story. The only feeling I've had for Derek and Ashley the entire time the show has been on has been that of disgust and wanting to fast forward them. But if they think that the story is to get to the wedding and then that's when Derek actually reveals he can walk, is Ashley supposed to really be upset with that fact? I mean, yeah, I guess when she learns that he's been keeping this from her the whole time, maybe she will feel some kind of way. But I just think that further makes the Ashley character look horrible. Ashley's going to really be upset that Derek can walk at their wedding. It's just going to be more reasons that both these characters are not rootable. And the less and less rootable they become, the more and more I wonder how this show really thinks they can keep these characters around. But they seem to be sticking around for the long term. I mean, they've been here all year and it's just still not working. So all I can say about these scenes today, the triangle still sucks. Naomi went to go see her mother, Dani. This is after we saw the same scenes we saw at the end of Friday. Dani telling Andre that she wants him to take a big step back and really think about if they should stay married, because even though he's saying he loves being married to her, she wants to know for sure, because she cannot have, well, she won't provide him with children. And if he ever wants children in the future, that's not going to happen. And comes Naomi, who is pregnant, and Dani finds that out today. Naomi went on to say that she thinks she and Chelsea ruined Dani's life because Dani had children and she was stuck at home instead of taking on the world as a model. Dani's saying that it was her helping with Bill's firm that really made that happen. I don't really care about Naomi's pregnancy, but Dani told her that her wanting a child-free life does not make Naomi a monster. The only thing I want from this story is Naomi to stick to her guns and not have the baby. There seems to be all this speculation online that Naomi will be talked into keeping the baby by Jacob eventually. The child will be stolen by someone like Haley, and Haley will try to say the baby is her own or something. And I feel like if that was going to be the case, then they should have set this in motion a lot longer ago, because Naomi's not going to have this baby until the spring at the earliest, and soap opera pregnancies usually go on longer, so it might not be summer until we see Naomi have this baby. So I don't know how they can keep Haley and Bill married for that long, keep it interesting long enough for Haley to steal that baby and try and portray it as her and Bill's. It seems like a long shot, and if that is the plan, well, then I don't think that's great, because the Bill and Haley story is finally moving, and if we're going to stop it from moving and keep them married, I don't know how we get there and keep that interesting. Oh, lastly, the annoying characters of Vanessa and Grandpa Gangster Joey. First of all, Vanessa is such an unlikable character. Today, getting upset because she wants Donell to go back to college while he wants to stay and be the man in the house, when all she really wants is Donell to not be around so she can carry on her illicit affair with Joey, especially now that her husband's no longer in her way, I guess. So that makes Vanessa look terrible. Then Nicole finally is questioning her friend. I've been calling this out since the show started. Nicole and Dani being friends with Vanessa, having been married to cheaters, when that's all Vanessa does. Sure, you could say her and Doug had an open marriage, but it clearly got beyond that. Well, today Vanessa gets mad at Nicole for questioning her involvement with Joey, trying to tell Vanessa that Joey is dangerous. And Vanessa's acting obtuse like that's not the case. Like she hasn't known for months that Joey is in fact dangerous. And I'm just assuming that the show wants us to see how much of a sex addict that Vanessa is, that after this tragedy, she wants to throw herself into this affair with Joey even further, I guess. I'm assuming that's what they're going for. It still doesn't make Vanessa any less unlikable. To the point where I feel like they killed off the wrong character and it should be Vanessa that's not on the show. Because I still, been saying this for weeks, don't know what the rootable outcome is of this Vanessa, Joey stuff going forward. And then we had some Donell and Joey stuff. Donell wants to stay here for good. Joey telling him he should go back to college because without a degree or a trade, he's not going to get a good job. And that leads... At first, I thought Joey was trying to talk him out of leaving town too, because Joey would still want to be with Vanessa. But in the end, Joey offered Donell a job at the casino as a dealer, which was questionable. Like, I don't know what games Joey thinks he's playing with Donell. You would think because of what really happened and what Joey put in motion, he wouldn't want Donell anywhere near the casino. But instead, he wants him around the casino, and it seems pretty dumb, in my opinion. And then, by the end of the episode, Joey's texting Vanessa. Vanessa comes gladly to see Joey, talking about how she even may have ended a long friendship today so she could be with Joey. And Joey tells her to patch things up because this has to end. So will it be Joey that calls off their relationship? I don't know. I mean, I will say, as unlikable as Joey is, at least we know what character Joey is. He's the big villain on the show right now. But Vanessa is more unlikable than him, to me, in my opinion. And she's also been acting really dumb since Doug's death, to the point where I really wish she was the one killed off. So that's how I feel about watching their scenes for the rest of this week. So a lot of annoying stuff today with the characters, but I expect that from the rest of the week too. Still, much like the last 2 weeks, I think only the Bill, Dani, Haley stuff will bail this week out for me personally, because at least that stuff entertains me.